time, unbelievable. You wouldn't have believed it. If you were in here in this office just a second ago, you'd have been like, there ain't no way they're going live. There ain't no way it's going to be on time. There ain't no way it's going to happen. But it happened, and we are here, and I'm super excited. My friend Heather Parody's with me.
You were like, feel free just to jump in at any time, and you come in like, I'm like, how am I supposed to jump in that?
Good
morning, everybody. Yeah. What's going on?
Yes, that's exactly what we need. Oh, sorry, Heather. Go ahead.
Cut me off again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Interrupt me.
Say it again.
Good morning.
Good morning. That's right. We are here today. #Rise and Grind. Super excited. We have an incredible show. There's this guy named Dr. Justin Moseley. He's back over here. His studio is dope. Look at this setting right here. Looking amazing. And he is the mindset doctor. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to dive in. We're going to get to know him better. We're going to probably get to know you better. We're going to get to know Heather better. We're going to have an incredible morning. All the things. It's going to be super fun. So I am glad you're here. Let's go.
Good morning and welcome to Rise and Grind Live. Unlock your full potential with the power of daily motivation, education, and inspiration with your host, Lundy, a husband to one, father to 8, global motivational speaker, and the author of The Morning Vibe.
I'm Heather Parody, former therapist turned online entrepreneur and wannabe comedian.
Celebrity interviews, transformational information, and a massive community around the #1 morning show in the world. It's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind.
All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is, Friday. Today is Friday, September 15th, 2023. That's right, today is Friday, September 15th, 2023. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Friday, September 15th, 2023. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. My friend Heather Parody is with me. My co-host Heather Parody is with me here in Lexington, Kentucky this morning. Heather, what up?
Woo! Got in at 1. I was in bed at 1:30, so your girl's a little loopy-loop this morning, so I'll say something crazy. Y'all gotta forgive me. Y'all believe this man does not have any coffee in the morning? Like, I am over here like, he has had no coffee. That's how much energy he naturally has.
No coffee allowed, no caffeine over here in this spot over here. We're just not doing it. We're just not doing it. But you know what? We're gonna debate that here in a minute, because what we've got is, luckily for us today on this debate, we have a third party.
Oh.
So we can get a third vote. So we're going to have Dr. Justin Moseley vote on this coffee thing here in just a minute. But before we do, you guys got to get an idea of who Dr. Justin Moseley is. So he is the mindset doctor. This dude he was a chiropractor, and then he had a major accident, and then he changed his life. Now he's speaking on stages all over the place. He's absolutely incredible. So here's a quick clip. Give you a taste of what this guy's all about, and then we're going to bring in Dr. Justin Moseley himself.
If you change your state, you can change your life.
Okay, so I need that shot.
State is the way we show up. So if you think of a depressed person, you can picture their state. Their shoulders are slumped, their head is down, they're in a certain posture, and they make decisions out of that state. Versus being in a powerful and confident state, you make better decisions, you take better actions, and you get better results. So if you can train yourself to be in a peak state and show up that way every single day, you're going to make better decisions every day and ultimately lead to better results. There's power, and it happens within 2 inches. It's from being in this present state, shoulders back, you feel confident. I saw this in Jeremy this morning. When you were talking, you were like this. I saw it in James too this morning. Yeah, you guys all are good at this. But what happens if you drop it? It all goes away. It's within 2 inches. This powerful presence that I'm going to own the room, and they're going to sign up, and they're going to do whatever I say because I'm their leader and they're going to follow me. Dude, they don't trust me. They're not going to sign up. Why would they want help from me? So it's all this power right here. Then we can take the next level of the projection. So the win for me in this session was seeing the light bulb come on. And that's really the why behind what I do, is getting the light bulb to come on for people. That's what just juices me up and gets me in a peak state. So when we go around and they share what this meant to them and how they're going to actually apply it in their life. So we saw a lot of tears as people were shedding some old beliefs and getting rid of old patterns, and then they shifted to tears of joy, and they saw the possibility, and they saw what they could amount to and the things they can accomplish. Some of my Facebook Lives, I'd worked all day and then I have to get on at night, but I was like, I channeled the mindset doctor. The mindset doctor would do this, and he would do it with all his heart, and he would go out there to serve, because there's one person that's gonna watch this that's gonna change their life. And boom, it just changed my energy. Yeah, because I was dead tired. I've been going all day, doing a bunch of stuff. Like, man, I would just like to, my wife's in the hammock having a glass of wine. I'd like to just be hanging out with her right now. But no, it's the impact I'm gonna make. The mindset doctor would do this, and I'm gonna show up as that. I created this certainty in my mind. That belief and that certainty allowed me to tap a higher level of potential. So when I showed up, I acted a certain way. That action led to those results. And then I went on to do more talks. My first 14 people signed up. And then I went 29 out of 30 people that I did talks for signed up for care. Never sold anything in my life either, but they paid. Not because of me, not because of the words, but how I trained my body and my mind to show up. So when you show up a certain way, you tap this potential, leads to the actions, leads to the results. We started putting out mindset content, and people loved it because they realized they were stuck. And most of the time it was stuck in their business, and that's why they wanted to shift there. But they realized it was never the business principles. It wasn't the new concept or the new strategy they needed to apply. It was getting themselves unstuck personally. Maybe is there something in their marriage life? Maybe it was in their personal life, the way they were showing up. So when they broke through their own mindset patterns, not only did they take off personally, we've seen marriages restored. We've seen businesses just take off because they got in alignment with who they are and their mindset got on track, and that's the piece that they were missing in their business.
Stop it. You mean to tell me it's really that easy, my man? That's all we got to do? We got to shift the mindset. We can fix our marriages. We can fix our businesses. We can fix our health. Is it really all up here, man? Tell me about that.
Man, I truly believe if you change your mind, you can change your life. But the thing is, it's not easy. And a lot of people don't have the awareness piece of what's going on within their own minds. So that's what I love to unpack with people.
Were you always like about this life? Was that always you? Did you come out of the womb being like mindset? You got to get your mindset right. Like, where'd this come from?
Yeah, I think for me, it came from, I struggled with self-confidence, self-doubt, low self-esteem, like all that growing up. I remember I got my copy of Awaken the Giant Within over here. I read my first copy when I was 16, and because I would just wanted to better myself. And when I read that book, it really
16.
helped me.
You read
16.
Tony Robbins.
I'm in Barnes and Noble, in the self-help section.
And I'm looking at this guy. You're such a good-looking guy. This guy had no self-confidence. Like, were you like the ugly duckling that turned into the swan? I mean, look at this guy. This is a healthy, good-looking guy right here.
I appreciate that, but yeah, man, I was shy, introverted kid, just dreams of being successful. I'd seen speakers, like even in high school, speakers would come in and I'd be motivated by them. But I was so afraid. I was afraid to speak, and I couldn't even speak in front of a small group of people, let alone a crowd of people. Like there was something inside of me, like this calling of like, man, I want to do that one day. And so went to the self-help section, started looking around, found Tony Robbins' Awaken the Giant Within, and just really inspired me. Yeah, you can change your mind, you can change your life. And he led me to Jim Rohn, who talked about if you want more, you've got to become more. And so I dove in. I went all in. I started reading, not when I was 16, but mid-20s. I was actually in grad school, and I reached out to a mentor of mine, and I was like, man, what can I do now to be successful in business? And I thought he was going to give me some sage business advice and how to hire and train and invest. But he gave me the best advice I'd ever heard in my life. He said, if you want to be successful, you've got to work on yourself. And I'd started working on myself, but I wasn't all in yet. But at that point, that's exactly what I needed to hear. So I dove in. I started reading 100 books a year. Mindset, personal development, sales, leadership, marketing, business, all the things. Because I didn't want to learn about them. I wanted them to become a part of me. So I just started diving in. And fast forward, the reason I'm doing this today is because a mentor of mine, Rory Vaden, talks about you are most powerfully positioned to serve the person you once were. So for me, I step back. Glenn mentioned earlier, I'm a chiropractor by trade, built an amazing practice with my wife. She's a chiropractor as well. Opened our business in 2012. Fast forward to 2018, I'll go whitewater rafting on a men's retreat. And I was sitting in the back of the raft. We dropped into these class 5 rapids, and the raft tipped over. And me being in the back of the raft, I got trapped under the rapid itself. And the rapid started pushing me underwater. And the last thing I remember thinking is, I'm not coming back up. And I still remember the sound of my helmet scraping down the rocks as I was being pushed under. And then everything went black. And then everything went bright white. And it was the most peaceful, serene feeling I'd ever felt in my life. And then I lost consciousness. I don't know how long that lasted, but then I hear a voice that said, wake up. And thankfully I did, because I came back to consciousness. I'm trapped underwater, wedged between 2 rocks. And I tried to push, and I didn't budge. And I kept pushing and pushing.
Mm.
And yeah, it was...
I don't like water, bro. That scares me. You're freaking me out.
Water too long, you get that like freak out moment.
Yeah.
And thankfully, my adrenaline kicked in, and I was able to break the buckle on my life jacket that was trapped under one of the rocks, floated to the top, got swept down the river, and at that point, I was rocked. And there's tons of lessons I got from that, but one of the biggest things is I realized I'd gotten comfortable in life, because life was good, marriage was good, business was good,
Crazy.
But I realized, yes, I'm living my purpose, I'm helping people, I'm making a difference, but I'm playing way too small. And we all ask ourselves the question, like, why are we here? Like, what's our purpose? And at that point, I asked a different question. I was like, why am I still here? Because things could have been different in that moment. What if I didn't hear wake up? What if I wasn't strong enough to break free? So I was like, I know God's got me here for a bigger purpose. So if I truly want to step into the calling that God has in my life, I've got to exchange my comfort for my calling. That's kind of been my mission right now, to help other people exchange their comfort for their calling. So that's when I stepped back and I was like, if I could do something that brings me joy and helps a lot of people, what would that be? And it all went back to mindset, leadership, all the stuff I'd studied for years that helped me. I just want to give that to other people. So that's when I started content, speaking, all the stuff that I'm doing now.
There's so many things right here, Justin, that are crazy. First of all, you mentioned Rory Vaden. Nobody knows Rory Vaden. I know Rory Vaden. You know Rory Vaden?
Yes.
We know Rory Vaden. Nobody else knows Rory Vaden. We know Rory Vaden. Rory Vaden.
Okay, I'm not cool enough to know Rory Vaden. I've seen Rory Vaden. He don't know who I am.
Rory Vaden was the buffalo story. The cows and the buffaloes on the plains.
Yeah, he said that on Lewis Howes' stage. That's where I first saw him.
Yeah, that's like that buffalo story like changed my life years ago. I read it in his little insurance book that he had written a while ago. So let's start there.
You shared that yesterday or the day before.
I did. That's why I'm like sitting here like, I couldn't remember the last name. Remember, I was like Rory, because I kept thinking Rory from
Gardner.
Yeah, Roy Gardner, but it wasn't Rory Gardner, it was Rory Vaden. But so that's awesome. And then the most, I have a keynote, bro. You're most comfortable in life right before death. Right? Because I had an experience where I purposely and intentionally tried to drown myself in the Pacific Ocean, and I had this peace, I had this calm, I thought it was the end, right? I experienced all of that, and it was incredibly comfortable, right? And so it's so crazy that you're sharing a similar experience of like we're most comfortable right before death, and we realize that we've got to get out of that comfort and really step into our calling. As Justin just shared, which is just crazy, bro.
Okay, this is what I don't understand. And side note, I keep forgetting we're on camera, and I'm sitting here listening to the story like looking over the camera, I'm like, my mouth's open. Okay, you know, I was teasing you earlier about you being 16 years old reading Tony Robbins. I mean, like, your girl was rolling up into Hot Topic when she was 16. Like, I was angry at the world and all this stuff. You're doing the right thing. You're reading all the books. You have the mentor. You know, become a doctor. You're helping people. You're doing the right stuff. This is where it gets crazy because you're thinking, all right, Lord Jesus, Why is it that I am serving, I am working hard, I am doing the right things, and you're telling me that you're still going to try to drown me for a quick hot second because I need to wake up? Like, how do you wrestle with that in your mind? Because it's not like you were out there acting like a fool. You were doing the right things. So talk to me about what the comfort zone actually looks like for somebody who's doing the right stuff.
For real, you did say, like, you're right about that. He was doing you almost drowned with a life jacket on. Like, when he said life jacket was clipped and stuck, I'm like, you ain't supposed to be able to
like that was
drown with a life jacket. Like that's crazy. So go. Yes, please, Justin, share.
The hard thing about comfort zones is most people don't realize they're in one, because you can be comfortable in your success, money, life, things can be great and you can get comfortable. But a lot of people get comfortable in the discomfort of life when things aren't going well. They don't want to step out and make their life better because it's uncomfortable to change. So they get stuck there. So I think the biggest thing is we all need a wake-up call. The problem is our wake-up call sometimes comes in the form of a near-death accident, or trying to inflict our harm on ourselves, or we lose a loved one, or we hit this rock bottom moment in order to change. But I'm here to tell you, you don't need a rock bottom moment. Like, you don't have to have a near-death accident. You don't have to lose a loved one. Like, I had the wake up. Like, it had to wake me up. But you don't need the near-death accident. Like, you listening right today, you woke up for a reason. You have air in your lungs. Your heart is beating. God woke you up today for a reason. You can ask yourself the question, why am I still here? And I think when people can answer that, then you realize it's much bigger than what you're doing right now.
What if you can't answer that, Justin? What if you're like, I don't know why? Like, why am I here? Don't know. Like, I'll actually give you an example. My grandmother, right? My grandmother, Betty Smith, incredible woman, married to my grandfather for 49 years, right? He passed away 15, 16 years ago, something like that. She never had a driver's license. Like, They did everything together, right? And so he passed away, I guess a little over 15 years ago, and her and I were having a conversation, and she looked me in the eye and she's like, I don't understand why I'm still here. I just want to go to heaven and be with my husband, right? But yeah, she's getting up every day and she's, playing cards and she's like doing her things, but she's borderline like miserable because she can't answer that question. She doesn't understand why she's still here. She doesn't want to be here. She wants to be with him. So what if you can't answer that, right? You're like, why? And you don't have an answer. How do we navigate that?
Answer that at 4:30 a.m., Dr. Justin.
It's great.
And hi, Grandma, because I know she's watching.
Because, everything's energy. So we started off, Glenn just comes out the gate with all the energy. So I love it. So I think, but finding out why, that's the hardest part. Because when you ask people, what do you want? Most people can't tell you. They tell you all the things they don't want. I don't want to work this much. I don't want to do this. I don't want to deal with these people. Whatever the things they don't want in life, that's what they tell you. So it comes back to vision, mission, and purpose. And I think the problem is they think they need to have some big Mother Teresa-sized vision for their life, when really your purpose might be going into work today and putting a smile on somebody's face. Like, what is it? And this is where I am wired different. Like, I was reading Tony Robbins at 16, but I go back to college. Actually, still have the whiteboard to this day. I had a whiteboard going out of my apartment where I put on the whiteboard, make a difference in someone's life today. Most college kids aren't thinking about that when they're going to class and doing the things.
Yeah, definitely not.
I wanted to put in my mind, I wanted to be intentional. Like, I'm going to go out here and look for an opportunity to make a difference in someone's life. It could be in the gas station, just put a smile on the clerk's face. Like, whatever that is, you are put here for a reason. Most people go through the motions of life day to day. And that's one of the principles I teach, is you need to live by intention, not by default. That's where that intention comes from. I'm intentional I'm looking for opportunities to make a difference. I'm looking for opportunities to serve other people. And when you look for it, you start to see the opportunities all around you.
Yeah.
So I think people need to start there. It's like, not trying to think I've got to change the world with my vision and my purpose. Like, no, how can you serve in the position you're in right now?
Yeah, serve in that lane with those that you come across. I think that's really powerful. I do have a quick follow-up question on that, and I know Heather does too, but my follow-up question is really important. I just need to know, like, do you know how to dance? Are you a dancer, Justin? Can you do any?
This song is not good. You have another song?
Well, no, we got to do this one. What's wrong with this one?
No. What is this? I mean, used to we used to like
jazz.
jazz. No, I feel like I should be like, woo.
Oh my gosh!
All week long, I've been like, Glenn, please change this song.
She's hating on the music live and in person. She didn't tell me. She didn't tell me this behind the scenes. She could have told me this behind the scenes, but no. She's telling me this now.
Okay, how do you dance to this? Usually it's like #rise and grind, #rise, and you can kind of get a little move to it, and then now it's just like.
This is what she's telling me. Justin, you tell me. Listen,
yes or no?
You can hear the music now, right?
I can hear it, but I don't really feel the mood to dance to this music, though.
Oh my! Are you a coffee drinker?
I'm not a coffee drinker.
Okay, so we're
one and one right now.
All right. So here's what we need to do then. I
need people to vote on this. So when y'all hear this music, are you like, oh, this is my jam? Do you start moving like in your house?
This is
here we go.
Hold on. We gotta lower the volume.
Wake up.
Stay woke.
Hold on. We gotta start it over because we had to lower the volume a little bit. Okay, so now you got this one. You ready, Justin? So this one. Ready? Here we go.
Come on.
Oh, he's moving! He's moving!
Comparison.
Look at him! Apparently this is the one. Apparently this is the song.
This is mine,
oh
dude.
my goodness! Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. For those of you that know, those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where we need you to hit that share button. That's right, we need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that share button. This is also the part of the show where we need to get these bodies in motion. Listen, an object in motion stays in motion. An object at rest stays at rest, all right? So if you're laying in bed, I need you to get up! I'm just saying. Quit laying in bed watching
You're waking the children up. There are children.
Go right now! I'm saying. And for those of you that are on the other side of the country, you got your kids in the back seat or whatever, good morning, kiddos. Just so you know, we're a little bit crazy. We're a little bit wild. But that's the way it's supposed to be, all right? We're supposed to be having some fun. So get your bodies in motion. I do want to say good morning to Bella and to Glendina and to Renee. You take that over there. You say good morning. I'll say good morning to
Tosh
Izu.
Queen.
Yep, go for it.
Bella, Natasha Smith, Deb, it's good to see you, Tara Hope, and Ryan, and Michelle, Angela, Dr. Lynn in the house. What's going on? What do you got over there, Clubhouse?
Look, Christina and TM, Liza Myers-Borges here with us this morning. Angeline, we got Kate Bowman. Look, Larissa. Larissa's in the building. Haven't seen Larissa in a little while. Hi, Janelle. What's up, Veronica? Monty's in here. Ryan, Mike, William, Mary Kim, Andrew, Texas, Gail, Soul. Dude, Dr. Moseley. Can you believe that there's this many crazy humans from all over the world out here rocking at 5:30 a.m.? It's pretty wild, right?
Or 4:30 for the Central Time people.
Dude, I love how you just had to put. I love how you had to make sure that everybody knew that you're up an hour earlier. I love that. I love that. Rising and grinding. So, Dr. Justin. Clearly, you can dance, and I think Heather had a deeper question too. But we just
I don't know how to go from like to like this next question I have.
It's a shift, man.
I know, but here's the shift. Everybody shift.
All right, everybody shift. Here we go.
Okay, speaking of waking up, you kept saying I needed to wake up. What does that look like now for you? What does being awake now, alive now look like in comparison?
Yeah, I think number one, it's an awareness. It is awareness of, man. So that's what I looked at. I was living my purpose. I was helping people. I was making a difference. So that's good. Like I could have just continued to do that the rest of my life. I would have helped a lot of people. But the wake up was, God's called me to help so many more. Like why settle for that when I believe Jesus came to give us life and give us life abundantly? So I can't do it myself, but I know I can do it with God. So he opened my mind to like, you can transform lives all over the world. And that's something I didn't believe before because I was like, hey, I could just do this locally. I can help people. I'm great at that. I'm in my zone of genius. And then God had this whole wake up thing of, man, you have the chance to impact people all over the world.
Does that ever get a little heavy, bro? Are you ever like, you have a chance to wake up people all over the world. Do you ever like connect that to a responsibility, and does it ever get heavy, or you always feel like
there,
it's
there is times, and it's funny because at first it's like God put this vision of like you're going to transform 1 million people. And then a few years back, I got connected to David Meltzer, and I interviewed him on one of the summits that I did.
David Meltzer. That son of a gun just keeps popping up. He pops up everywhere, bro.
Yeah, so I'm on fire. I'm going to help 1 million people. And then he comes on and says, I'm going to help 1 billion people. Okay, well, I'm thinking way too small now. So, but
well, I was doing a show at 5:30. You're doing it at 4:30.
Right. So the weight of it, and I think hopefully this will take some pressure off of people too. I was able years ago. I interviewed a pastor of this very large church, and I asked him about that. I was like, "Do you feel the weight of like you go out and deliver, and people's lives are on the line?" And he was like, "Absolutely not. It's not my job to change them. My job is just to give the message that God puts on my heart, and I let him do the rest." So that kind of gave me the peace. It's like, I'm just showing up. Whatever God puts on my heart, I'm here to serve. I'm here to share it. And I know God's going to use it. He's going to multiply it.
What about I'm going to call them the Justa people. Let's call them the Justa people, because I talk to, teachers or moms, people who are kind of in some of these hidden
Am I not pushing myself big enough because I don't have millions of people? I have a classroom of 10 first graders.
Did you get all that, or did you lose some, Justin?
I did lose the audio on
teachers
and the moms.
Yeah, her mic, her mic.
But listen,
her mic died on you.
Through triumph, okay?
Do it again.
Tragedy
It's a
through
great
triumph.
question. Do it again.
Here's my question.
I wanna
You
hear
talked
that
about, finding your purpose is like scaling the amount of people that you're impacting. And I hear folks say that I'm just a lot. I'm just a teacher. I'm just a mom. I'm just this. I'm just that. And so the question might come up when you're listening to people's story about helping 1 billion people, 1 million people, and all this stuff is, am I not dreaming big enough? Am I not, following God's calling if I'm literally kind of one of these hidden folks that nobody really knows and only reaching a few people? What would you say to that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I love that because I think it is what is your lane? For me, I was in a season of helping people locally. God's put me in the season to help a wide array of people. But a perfect example.
I love that. A season.
Yeah, a perfect example of that is in 2020 when I started putting this stuff out. There's a teacher in Wisconsin that started following me. And she started using these principles. She started putting quotes of mine on the whiteboard for her kids. So she changed to I'm going to impact these kids and look at how I can make a difference in their lives as they grow up. So every single day she shows up and gives them mindset, personal development things, helps lift them up, which is something they're not getting in school. So she used her lane to impact people. Same thing with parents. That's one of the most important jobs, is to be able to pour into your kids. So if that's the lane that you're in, focus there. And I think we get caught up on somebody else's dream. Maybe, David Meltzer trying to change 1 billion people. I need to go do that. No, I need to go after what's put in front of me and what God's called me to. So I think teachers, moms, whatever the thing you're in that season for a reason. That's what you look for. What are the opportunities there where you can make the impact?
In the season for a reason. I love it. There you go. Okay.
Feeling it. That song got me vibe, man.
She's a gangster, bro. She's a gangster. I love it. In the season for a reason. Dr. Justin Moseley, I want to do something real quick, if you don't mind. I'm going to take you. We're going to go somewhere around the world. We're going to go on top of the tallest mountain in the world.
Don't take them there.
All right. What is the tallest mountain in the world? Machu Picchu? No. The Himalayas? No. What's the tallest mountain in the world?
I don't know. That's a social media clip right there, though.
What is?
I have no idea.
You don't know?
No. Who Googles that?
I don't know. Somebody should know. I bet you somebody in the comments knows.
Comment.
Mount Everest.
Oh.
Is that it? Is that the tallest one? It's over 30,000 feet, right? It's over 6 miles high. Yeah, look,
Okay.
Everest. See?
Okay,
See?
y'all are too smart.
I got there.
These smart people.
So, Dr. Justin, I'm going to put you on top of the mountain, the tallest mountain in the world. And at the base of the mountain is all of civilization. Just everybody. 7.8 billion people. That's it. Just everybody. And they're cheering for you, right? How was that, Heather?
Dr. Justin. Dr. Justin.
That's it, right?
That's
they're
it.
cheering for you. Yeah, they're cheering your name, dude. And somebody walks over. I don't know who that somebody is. I've never answered that question.
Oh, that's deep.
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
deep, right? It could be.
Probably.
Somebody walks over, hands you a mic. They say, bro, you got 2 minutes. 2 minutes to drop something on them, some sort of practical application wisdom, something they can apply in their life today. You got 2 minutes to speak to 7.8 billion people. What are you going to tell them?
Great question. So I truly believe if you change your mind, you can change your life. And we all talk about routines when you're in the personal development space. Morning routines are very important. And I do believe morning routine sets up your day, but it's your evening routine that sets up your life. So I'm very intentional before you fall asleep, and I can go into the brain science, brain waves, all these things, but 2 minutes. So before you fall asleep, I want you to create a new image in your mind of who you want to become. Goes back to the vision of know where you want to go. For me, I went from I can never speak in front of a crowd to I want to be on stages. So I had to put in my mind, I'm a confident speaker. Feel what that feels like. Look what that looks like on stage. How am I using my body? How am I getting interaction from the crowd? And I visualized it, mentally rehearsed it every single night before bed until I became it. So there's a powerful time as you're falling asleep to create a scene of who you want to become. You started doing that mental rehearsal over and over. And I can share some studies about mental rehearsal, how that actually changes your mind, because your mind can't tell the difference between something real and something vividly imagined. So if you want to learn a new skill, you want to change your life in any way, start changing it in your mind by running a scene of who you're becoming every single night before you fall asleep, and watch what changes.
I love that, bro. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Super, super, super strong. Dr. Justin Moseley, if someone were to come across you for the very first time, how would you want them to best connect with you? Would you love that they came across your podcast first, your Facebook page, your Instagram? How do you want somebody to connect with you that's just now getting to know who you are?
Yeah, Instagram's easy. So at Dr. Justin Moseley, or Facebook as well. I'm active on there. I've got a Facebook group, the Mindset Doctor community there. And yeah, my podcast is the Mindset Doctor podcast, which I'd love to have you guys on that. So yeah, just out here trying to make
What time do you do that show?
Not at 4:30 in the morning. So
Why not 4:30? Wait. Why not 4:30, Heather? I mean,
I'm normally not talking to other people. I'm normally in my own head at early in the morning.
But we need a tiebreaker, because I feel like we've had, all right, you don't do coffee, which we won't even talk about that. You agree with me about the music. So we have 1 and 1 Glenn. And Glenn and I are very competitive. Okay?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
So I need a tiebreaker.
I think I'm more competitive than she gets competitive, but you know.
I'm the silent person in my mind. I'm ripping you. No. So one thing that he and I argue about quite a bit is sleep. You just mentioned sleep, and I just hit him. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is our question. So give me your case, Glenn Lundy, real quick. What do you believe about sleep?
You want my case?
Just quickly, yeah. Just how much sleep do we need?
Okay, well, I guess we just have to rephrase the words a little bit real quick, because Heather said she would like my case on what I believe about sleep, and what I believe matters zero. What I know to be fact and truthful through the data and research, right, is that we sleep in cycles, circadian rhythms. Each cycle is roughly 2 to 3 hours. Mine's 2 hours and 10 minutes. From light sleep to REM to deep sleep to REM to light. Okay.
How much sleep do you
Full cycle. So meaning you need to time it to where you wake up at peak light sleep. So for me, that could be 2 hours and 10 minutes if I'm traveling. It could be 4 hours and 20 minutes, which is what I normally do. It could be 6 hours and 30 minutes if I'm on a vacation or it's on a weekend.
6 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's sleeping in. So for me, Justin, I sleep roughly 4 hours, not roughly, I sleep 4 hours and 20 minutes a night through the week for the most part. I go to bed at 11 p.m. I get up.
You think we sleep too much?
I get up at 3:20 a.m. I think that there are many people that could choose to sleep less and be more effective.
And I feel like we need more sleep in this society, this country. Like, I think we need longer bits. I think between 8 and 9 hours. I have no idea if it's 8 or 9 hours. Everybody needs that much sleep. But I feel like we're not resting and sleeping.
So there is a lot of science behind this, and I love it. But I'll give you the brief version. Women need more sleep than men.
Oh, I told you that too.
Hormonally. Yeah, so as far as the hormones, it can definitely disrupt the hormones if the women don't get enough sleep. So that is a very true thing. And I've got a clinic that does functional medicine, so we get very deep into all of that. So, but I think one is just start tracking your sleep. I've got the Aura Ring. It tracks my HRV. So that's one of the most important things. How are you recovering? Are you getting enough sleep to recover for your own body? So definitely look into that.
Yeah, and I think that's really a key. I love that you tapped into that, right? Because I did the Whoop strap thing because, you know, societal pressures. Everybody like, no, you can't just do 4 hours and 20 minutes. I'm like, dude, I don't drink any coffee. I don't drink any energy drinks. I feel great. I'm healthy. I'm 45 years old. All my vitals are good, right? Like I'm good. And so I did the Whoop strap thing and like 99% efficiency with my sleep. Like I recover. It's all there, right?
I think you're a special person. Right. Like I think there is something specific special about you and a few other people who don't need that much sleep. Tell me just like you got to give me a winner here. Like,
that's where it's tough because I think everybody's got to become their own science experiment.
Yeah,
track your own data because a lot of people can hear Eric Thomas. You got to grind, get up at 3, and then all of a sudden they're hearing, oh, Glenn Lundy, he wakes up too. This must be real. I need to do it. But it could be something completely off for their schedule.
Yeah.
So you've got to start tracking your own stuff. Women, I think, definitely get more sleep, but you could go to bed earlier to wake up earlier. So it's all about the lifestyle and what you have going on, but become your own science experiment from your sleep, all your routines, from what you put into your body, how you work out. Don't just do a routine that somebody else has. Find something for you and track the data. See what works, what doesn't. Get rid of what works, put more of what does.
So I feel like this is a tie. So
there's not a clear winner on this one.
I don't know. Here's how I feel. I align with what Dr. Justin Moseley just said, become your own science experience. So here's what I say. I've done the sleeping a lot more thing, and I know where that got me in life. I'm now doing the sleeping a lot less thing. I know where that's gotten me in my life. A lot of people have never even tried the sleeping less thing. They're like, there's no way I could do that. There's no way I could sleep 4 hours. There's no way I could function off 6. If I don't get 9, I'm worthless. And I'm like, dude, just try.
All I know is J-Lo says she sleeps 9 to 10 hours, and I believe her.
J-Lo's worth like $480 million. So she can sleep as much as she wants. J-Lo cannot get out of bed.
She doesn't drink caffeine. She doesn't drink alcohol. Like she goes to bed, she says 9 hours of sleep. Like
J-Lo's dope, though. I will give you that. J-Lo's dope. Hey, for those of you that were a little sleep here this morning, we're waking you up now. Just think about J-Lo doing her thing.
She ain't awake right now.
And that'll wake everybody up around here. Dr. Justin Moseley, thanks for being with us on today's episode of #Rise and Grind. You are amazing, bro. Super excited that we connected. You're not too far. You're down here in Nashville, right?
Yep. So close. Yeah, we need to.
Yeah, you're very close. Just a couple hours away from here. So we're gonna have to get you up here, and there's another studio that I'll have functioning by then. And we would love to join your show too. That would be awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Do me a huge favor, my Rise and Grind fam, my Breakfast with Champions fam. If you would, will you just blow this dude up today? Like, just hit him up, blow him up, send him encouraging messages. We have a thing, Dr. Moseley. We have a thing where we send out encouraging messages every day. It's part of a morning 5 simple steps to an extraordinary life type morning routine. And so I'm going to challenge everyone watching today to send their encouraging message to you, bro, because you deserve it. I love what you're doing for the world. I love how you shifted your life around to serve more people, and you're continuing to expand on that. And really, really, really appreciate you choosing to get up very early in the morning, probably against your Aura ring, getting up very early in the morning and being with us right here on Rise and Grind.
Thank you. You're awesome, dude.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me. And thank you for everyone to listen. And let Glenn and Heather know too. Send them messages because it just lights us
Don't
up
be sending me no
to do
DMs.
this. Send them a message. Let them know that this means something to you because that's why we do this. We're here just to make an impact. So appreciate you guys. Excited to connect more.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Dr. Justin Moseley in the house. Make sure you blow him up. That wraps up this week's episodes of hashtag Rise and Grind. We're 2 weeks in, Heather. We're 2 weeks into this kind of new format, co-host, trying different things. Like, what do you think so far? Anything that you love so far? Anything that you would take away?
How tight the show's getting. I love the variety of it. I want to hear from y'all though. What is something over the past 2 weeks that's really stood out to you that you've liked? And you can even tell if you don't like it, actually. I'm just joking. Go ahead, drop your real honest thoughts in the comments because it actually really matters. We'll read them and we want to be able to adjust it because we're recording more today. And if you get it in on time, we'll make adjustments.
Yeah, and it really does matter. That feedback does matter. And we are looking to make changes. If you jump over to Heather Parody's Instagram, I was like totally stalking her on her Instagram last night. And she has been battling, fighting, creating content for years and years and years and years and years. And she found like her spot. I mean, you just had a video that popped off for what, 1.5 million views on your Connor Price one.
Like, that's cool, but I think what's most important is comments. Views is awesome.
Yeah.
Is awesome, but comments. Again, comment and let us know what you like about this show, what you want to see.
I agree, man. That comments and the feedback is what it's all about. But guess what? When you reach 1.5 million people, you get a lot more comments and feedback.
Some of them like so nice.
All right. Yeah, I'm sure they're not. But dude, so she's found a lane. She's been doing all these little adorations and all these little shifts and changes in her content. Make sure you follow it. It's pretty stinking fantastic. But that's the feedback we need. We need help from you guys, how we make a better show. So we do this all together. Thank you so much for joining us here on hashtag Rise and Grind. On that note, I'm going to send you out with some awesome music.
Not the jazz.
What do you mean, not the?
I feel like I'm in an elevator. I literally feel like I'm in an elevator.
I thought we agreed that the jazz stuff was the jam.
Do you guys not feel like you are waiting on pasta? Like seriously, this is not vibe.
All right, I guess we got to sit about on this though, because we don't want them to feel like they're waiting on their pasta. By the way, I've been playing that other song for 2 weeks, and Heather's just now telling me that this is how I make her feel.
But now that we're in person, I'm like,
Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thanks for being with us. We'll see ya. We're going to head over to Clubhouse and chat a little bit. And we'll see you next week. Monday, 5:30 a.m. We'll do it all over again. Hashtag Rise and Grind. Have an incredible day. Peace.